皆様大変お待たせいたしました。ただいまよりシンポジウム海外事例14を開始いたします。Thank you very much for waiting. Now we start the symposium practice track sessions. To start, GISHW Chair Toshihiro Fujita and Professor Takuo Dome will open the session. まずはじめに GISHW2025 を代表して藤田敏弘大阪大学道明拓夫教授よりご挨拶申し上げます。どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleague and friend, good afternoon. I'd like to show my appreciation for all the delegation from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia participated this historical moment working together to create a new history of EXPO. On behalf of the Executive Committee Chairman of Global Initiative for Safety, Health and Well-being at EXPO 2025 and beyond, I really thank you very much for your contribution, especially the delegation from the Saudi Arabia did a great work. I think yesterday was one of my best days in my life to hand over the baton to Secretary General of the NCOSH, the Executive Committee member of the Global Initiative, Engineer Al-Faiz, Majed Al-Faiz. That was a great moment, and you accepted our nomination. After you participating in this event, we had a very good discussion, inspiring discussion, and we really realized this event. And I'm very pleased that we could hand over this great event in Riyadh 2030. So I'd like to continue this collaboration, co-creation activity together from now on. Thank you very much for your participation. And I'd like to ask Professor Dome from the University of Osaka, very important partner with us. He is also very happy to continue our collaboration up to Riyadh 2030. So please. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. I'm sincerely grateful for the opportunity to have attended yesterday's baton handover ceremony from Osaka to Riyadh at the Expo Hall, and for the honor of briefly introducing the mission of Inoi Forum. I'd also like to express my heartfelt appreciation to all those involved from Saudi Arabia for once again providing us with such a meaningful opportunity today. As I mentioned yesterday, the Inoi Forum will formally unveil the Inoi Declaration at the Expo on October 11. In preparation, we released a provisional abridged edition on April 26, this one, which will be distributed later today. On the second page, there is lyrics of our theme song. Mr. Masahiko Hashimoto will once again perform this song following my message. The United Nations is expected to begin discussing new global goals to be adopted in 2030, the very year the next Expo will be held in Riyadh. I believe the Riyadh Expo will serve as a vital, very important platform for the world to embark on a new era of collaborative action for safety, health, and well-being of each Inoi. From this perspective, the Inoi Forum, together with the University of Osaka and its partner economic organizations, stand fully committed to supporting the success of the Riyadh Expo. we very much forward to working alongside you over next 5 years. Thank you very much.
それでは歌手の橋本雅彦様にご登場いただきます。Now we would like to invite singer Masahiko Hashimoto, please.
私たち与えられたかけがえのないこの命儚くて傷つきやすく時の中一つ一つの命を守り育みつないでゆこう秘めた輝きを解き放とう生きている生きている意味を知ろう命の源に帰ろう
歌手の橋本雅彦様、ありがとうございました。Thank you very much, Mr. Masahiko. Please give him a round of applause once again. Thank you very much. We'd like to start next session. Engineer Ali Albrali, please. Would you please come up to the microphone? それでは続いてのセッションを始めさせていただきます。エンジニアのアリ・アルブラーニ様、よろしくお願いいたします。Would you please start? Thank you.
Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are honored to welcome you to this panel discussion as a part of the global initiative of the occupational health and safety and well-being in Japan, one of the largest platform dedicated to occupational safety and health workplace well-being under the topic of the leadership in occupational safety and health from compliance to impact. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our first panelist, Engineer Fuad Musa. Engineer Fuad has a Master in Business Administration from the Thunder University in Arizona from US, and Master degree as well in Chemical Engineering from King Saud University from Riyadh, and Bachelor degree in Chemical Engineering from King Fahd University in Dhahran in Saudi Arabia. Also, he has over 20 years of experience in industry from research, development, manufacturing, and business in industry from research of currently working as advisor of Energy Minister and General Supervisor of International Project Management Office at the Ministry of Energy. Now we'll move to our second panelist. Please join me in welcoming our Engineer Ghassan Abul Faraj, the Ghassan Abul Faraj. He is the Vice President and Chief Loss Prevention Engineer at Saudi Aramco. Mr. Abul Faraj serves. He holds a bachelor degree and master degree in industrial systems and engineering with focus on safety engineering from University of Southern California from US. Throughout his distinguished career spanning over 35 years, he has also held several leadership positions within Aramco in refining, maintenance, engineering, industrial security, and fire protections, and currently in loss prevention. Also, please join me in welcoming our panelist, Engineer Sultan bin Rashid Al Mahashir, the Executive Vice President, Health, Safety, Security, Environment at the Saudi Electrical Company. Mr. Al-Mahashir has established his professional career in Aramco for over 30 years. He has grown his leadership and managerial skills for covering various leadership positions across Aramco business lines, including loss prevention, safety, industrial security, and Chief Operating Officer of Johns Hopkins Aramco Healthcare. He holds bachelor degree in mechanical engineering from King Fahd University of Petroleum and Minerals, and master degree in strategic business and information from UK. And also, please join me in welcoming our fourth panelist, Engineer Khalid Al Harthi. Mr. Khalid, he is the President and CEO of Saudi Aramco Jubail Refinery Company. He holds bachelor and master degree in chemical engineering from King Fahd University of Petroleum Minerals and Florida Institute of Technology, with more than 30 years of extensive experience in oil and gas company industrial. Also, he held several positions in operation, engineering, and maintenance. Welcome you. Assalamu alaikum. I would like to welcome you again. In this session, inshallah, we are not simply discussing the safety and as a regulatory function, but as a core of leadership philosophy, one that shapes culture, build trust, and diverse performance. Inshallah, this conversation becomes especially critical when it comes to energy sector, as we know, which is among the most crucial and risk-exposed industry, yet one of the most vital to national stability and sustainable development. As we know, the leadership in safety today means transforming safety from, I would say, the checklist into conviction. So the questions we ask in these sessions are not just about sharing experiences, but about reflecting on responsibility, exploring deeper insights, presenting safety as a matter of strategy and leadership. So our first questions goes to Mr. Fuad. Government, as we know, government entities can go beyond regulation. They can lead by enabling capacity culture and sector-wide transformations. So, Abu Muhammad, my questions, how does the Ministry of Energy act as enabler for safety leadership across its energy sector companies, and how does it contribute to building sustainable safety culture that extends beyond compliance? تفضل.
Thank you very much, Ali, and very happy to be here today and the last day of this distinguished event, and happy to be in the panel with for everybody who don't know those panelists, the most distinguished leader in the safety and health, not only in the energy sector in Saudi Arabia. So I will be the least to talk, because usually when you have less knowledge, you should talk much, because this will expose me too much. If I start talking too much and then you will hear to them, you will figure out that which bring this guy with those distinguished panelists. So I would like to talk less, just to say, in the Ministry of Energy, with regard to safety and health, what we are looking for, as Ali said, is to enable. What we are enabling multiple things. One, Saudi Arabia in a big transformation. We already, since 3 years, the government decided to establish a council. For the first time, we have one owner for safety and health. This was very fragmented before in Saudi Arabia. Everybody can put a policy for different sectors, and this was a big miss. For safety, for health, it was a disaster. So we have a national champions, and they are doing great for their own business. But when you are going across the national arena, you will figure out that you don't have something very visible from national perspective. So we have now council, and this council would like to proceed very quickly. We need to achieve a lot. And in order to achieve a lot, they need to shake hand with the sectors. And we are representing the energy sector in shaking hand with this council in order to ensure that this vast experience, which you will hear about it, energy sector in Saudi Arabia, I would like just to repeat, I said it 2 days back, it's the sector which is impacting the economy, impacting life. Impacting the economy because we have oil, gas, petrochemical. It is the products which making a big portion of our economy. And then we are also managing the power. And life without power is not possible. You can stay 6-7 hours without water, but if we shut the power for you for 15 minutes, you don't have mobile, you don't have light, you don't have anything, you cannot lie. So life is very critical for power, and economy is very critical for oil, gas, and petrochemical. So you are talking about the sector who is taking care of a country which is part of G20, which depend on economy and depend on life. So this are critical things. However, these national champions where we have a representative here. They are the one who start the safety and health 60, 70 years back. So you have a wealth of experience of 60 and 70 years where the Council of Safety and Health, Occupational Health, would like to leverage in order to help other sectors continuous growth in order for Saudi Arabia to achieve in a very short time to be one of the top 20, 10, 5 countries in the world from safety and health. And I think those experienced people in safety and health, they can see in 3 years what Saudi Arabia done with regard to safety, because we have a council which is working as an umbrella, and we have a great national champions who has a lot of experience, and you have a connectors. We are just the connectors, Ministry of Energy. We are bringing this experience to this council and make things happen. So just to leave the rest of this panel for them, I just explain what we are doing. So we are doing little bit. The rest, it's divided between the council who do a big from national side, and we have our national champions who really the one who bring the experience and impacting how Saudi Arabia safety and health will be in future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fuad. Short and sweet, Abu Muhammad. Thank you so much. Let's move to our leader and the energy sector companies. As we know, every organization goes through safety journey, often starting with challenges, evolving through leadership action and culture change. So my questions to all of you, starting with Mr. Ghassan, what was the safety look like, let's say in Aramco in earlier years? What key challenges and gaps did you face, or has the situation changed following the recent initiative and improvement?
Very well. Thank you, Ali, for the great question. I think that will set the stage. If you want to talk about the beginnings, that will be a good way to start such a panel discussion. I guess the beginnings of Aramco started 92 years ago. The company used to be small and specific, started 1937 with some exploration activities in the eastern region of Saudi Arabia. But one of the major decisions the company have done, and that lays the foundation for safety, was to hire the first safety engineer that joined the company in 1942. And since then, safety has been intertwined in everything the company thinks, designs, operates, constructs, maintains, and disposes of. So safety became synonymous to the success of the company. And actually, we believe that safety and health and well-being of employees was the spinal cord for the success of Aramco. Aramco grows over the years, 92 years of continued success from a small exploration and producing company in the eastern region to the international energy conglomerate that you see today that spans the world, from Japan all the way to the Western Hemisphere. We have facilities and affiliates that operates in various time zones, and in a way, the sun never sets on this company. But going back to the beginnings, it was the inception of safety at the very beginning that helped the company become successful. The major challenge at that time is to put the standards and to overcome the language barrier. But that was something that managed to be solved in very few years. And since then, the standards of the company evolved over the years to a point where it becomes second to none in today's business among our peers and among the industry. But we always say that standards is always under construction, and that's why we continue to update our standards and making sure that we learn from experience. So building standards was a major challenge. Developing of people to make sure that they not only understand the standard but bring them to life was another challenge. Third is to expand and operate from a small exploration and producing company to an international energy company that is considered the most reliable in the industry. Challenges are always there, and that's why we are there to address and solve these challenges. Thank you for the question again.
Thank you, Mr. Ghassan. Same questions goes to Mr. Sultan. I think you have any unique operations, as Mr. Fuad said earlier, and the first in the high submit. Remember when he said we have equipment everywhere across the kingdom, which is the challenge. The safety journey. Same questions as I said to Mr. Ghassan. How it started and what's the situation now?
Before I start, I want to thank Saraha Abu Muhammad Fuad for his humbleness. Muhammad has great experience. We attended his panelist 2 days back, and I think he have said what we're going to say today. He have said it before, so he's very humble individual, knowing to us. So I just want to thank Abu Muhammad for his opening remarks. For us in Saudi Electricity Company, as mentioned, we are everywhere. And you imagine that the kingdom is a size of 2 million square kilometers, and all of that is covered by power, even overhead or undergrounds or transformers or what have you. All of this needs to be looked at. But I want to start my speech by a quote saying, if you want to know how safety is expensive, I'm sure all of you know the rest, try an accident. So what happened in the company, we had an accident on 2021 where this evolved big time, where we have made a big transformation, not only in safety, but the major of it is in the safety part. We used to have a system that we follow and we looked at, but our system was only looking at personal safety, does not address process safety or asset integrity or the rest of the most important element when it comes to safety. So a team were put together, a lot of recruitment started to have specialized people when it comes to safety and also environment. So we have started in building the safety system, management system, which is similarly what Abu Ghassan just mentioned now, the standard and procedure. What was unique in our standard and procedure, we looked at it from different aspects. We looked at it from merging it all together and integrating it together. So we have safety, also occupational health, and we have asset integrity, and also we have environment. So we integrated all of that under one umbrella, and we called it Integrated Safety Management System. So we want all of that to be integrated and to be followed for the whole company. And the challenge that you mentioned, Ali, and I'm sure everybody is talking about it, is the culture thing. So when you bring something, and this is the norm of people, when you bring something new to them, is the adaptation. Are they going to adapt? So people to adapt is not going to be an easy. So process has to be in place. Management has to show their existence to make sure that people follow this, because people has to walk the talk. If we don't walk the talk, then people will not follow. So a lot of things happened, and when we started this system, we started something before culture review. We brought a consultant. We said we want to know our base. So we started with a consultant telling us our base when it comes to culture, and it became reactive, which is one of the lowest, unfortunately, at that time. And with years, and we brought the same company after 2.5 years, and we've been moving independent, so we are moving in the right direction. We're not there yet, but at least we know where we're heading since we have a system. And then we brought another company to tell us how are we performing when it comes to not only culture, to performance. So we want to make sure, are we performing well, or we're not performing well. So all of this should, in the future, contribute to moving at the right direction. Since we have a system, we have people, now this will help us in the coming, inshallah, future. We will be one of the leaders company when it comes to safety.
Thank you, Mr. Sultan. As well as the Mr. Khalid, same questions for the safety journey. I'm sure you have, every organization, as we mentioned, he has unique challenges. Can you just, elaborate more and explain to us what's the challenge that you faced earlier when you, improve or develop the safety in your organizations?
Absolutely. Thank you, Ali. I would like first to extend my appreciation to the Ministry and to the Council for these invitations and being part of this prestigious event. Let me first say that we are in SASRF inspired by the Kingdom vision, and our vision in the company is well aligned with aspiration, and we are striving in the future to be among the best, inshallah, as an integrated refinery and petrochemical company, having safety as one of the cornerstones of our business, which is one of our values right now among care, excellence, and ownership. To answer your questions, I think most of the challenges addressed here are similar in nature in the industry, and it's not going to be far from what has been highlighted. Let me take you far to 4 decades before as the establishment of our company. It was established by a very strong shareholder, by Saudi Aramco and by Shell. And we were established with a strong base on the standard of safety. It was solid at that time, but definitely it was reactive. It was based on incident reporting. It kind of looking at how to enforce the regulatory requirement. However, like many in the industry, we learn in the organization. Being a resilience organizations, you continuously learn. You identify the gaps, either in the employment engagement, which is one of the challenges that you always face with in the industry. You can find also in the predictive risk management, always a challenge at the beginning. Yeah, once we also have the near misses and serious observation that you are not capturing the lesson learned out of it. However, today in SASRF, I'm proud to say that we evolved and transformed under the guidance of the ministry, guided by the council compliance, and even benchmarked with Saudi Aramco and assisted by Saudi Aramco several times. We have established dual lens when safety in both personal and process to ensure that we progress and improve in our performance. Also, this was supported by data-driven KPIs, where we need to measure our performance, identify gap, and improve. Not to mention that in the company we have established a framework, we called it a process safety pyramid, that help us to talk about our performance, deliberate our performance in a daily basis, on a weekly basis, or even in a monthly basis. Let me say that our safety culture right now in SASRF, in particular when we talk about the people of SASRF, their own safety, not as a mandate, but as a collective responsibility. Every person feels empowered to speak up and knows that we will be heard. We shifted from asking how can we avoid incident to how can we build culture where incident cannot survive in our place. This cultural maturity combined with a robust system helped us a lot to sustain improvement with a reduction in recordable injuries over the 5 years, alhamdulillah. And also we have been recognized in our performance, whether by the shareholder, where we achieved excellence reward in the last 2 years, and even regionally, we were recognized in our performance. Let me just end up by saying that safety always in top of our business, and we have to address challenges as they come to ensure that our assets, our people are safe at all times.
Thank you, Mr. Khalid. And I'm gonna stay with you as well, the leaders of the company questions, starting with the next questions. The questions will be, and I wanna hear from you guys all, the technological solutions as the AI and smart systems are redefining how manage risk. But without clear leadership, even the best tools fail to deliver the sustainable results. So the questions, what's the smart safety initiatives or technologicals have you implemented in your organizations to improve performance, and how do you view the role of AI and emerging technical and supporting the leadership decision and risk management? تفضل خالد.
طيب. Definitely embracing technology and having it synergized in your business, it has to have a purpose. And this is what we are doing. When we adopt technology, deploy technology, we deploy it with a purpose. The purpose of either protecting our people, increasing the workplace safety, or even prevent exposure of hazards to our people. One recent example that I can share, and we are proud of it, is the integrity operating window system automation that we have established in our company, which is a digital safeguard platform that help our team to monitor critical parameters in real time, to prevent process deviation before they escalate. Also, we have pioneered the automation of safety relief valve inspection system using digital tools. These reduce the human error, of course, increase the efficiency, and help us a lot in safeguard our critical equipment. Additionally, one of our most important programs that we have adopted in automation is what we call it SORA program, SORA system. This system in particular is an operator round check automation and has transformed the routine inspection of critical process equipment and the protection of the system of the fire equipment as well. Integrating barcode scanning and real-time data logging, alleviating the efficiency, and definitely enhancing the safety monitoring of our equipment. There are other examples. We use drones, for instance, in high elevations and confined spaces to prevent exposure of our people to hazardous places. Let me say that even in AI and artificial intelligence, we deployed it in several examples. For instance, we have adopted video analytics for safety requirement compliance, in particular when you have mass existing of workers during construction or even during turnaround. There are so many examples that I can highlight and shed light on this, but let me end up with one saying that data tell us what happened, and AI can help us predict might happen next and act on it.
Thank you, Mr. Khalid. Mr. Sultan, I want to know more about the AI implementations in electrical or Saudi electrical company and your role as a leader in facilitating this and helping you for the decisions.
I just want to tell you how effective we are. We brought our Salama Tech next door. So behind this wall is our AI. So I urge all of you to visit our booth over here. So we brought it all the way from Saudi Arabia to you here in Osaka. So this tells you how important it is to us. We have been deploying a lot of technology. In SEC, we now have more than command centers or control centers in different locations Now we use the CCTVs a lot in our business. It looks at safety, looks at oil spill, looks at so many safety aspects. Even if the people are not wearing the right PPE, our system will predict and tell us that individuals are not wearing the PPE in the different places. This is one of them. Also, we use now what is a system. It is a joint venture between us and an IT company called Aman, which is Aman means in Arabic, in English, safety or safe, be safe. So this is a platform that we use to have safety observations, process safety event, incident, and accident. All of this will be logged. Part of it is also, part of that system is the environmental aspect of it. So it looks at environmental at the same time and also process safety. We have a system now, we're just implementing it when it comes to fire system. Whenever we have an activation of a fire system, our CCTVs in the center will activate, telling you that there is, as we mentioned, we are scattered different thousands of kilometers. I'm not going to ask someone to drive all the way to thousands of kilometers in the desert to check this transformer, is it really burning or not? So the system is telling us now. So you don't need to drive all the way to that location. You can tell by looking at your CCTV system and tell you how, is it true or not. So some of these deployments, some of these systems that we have in place is helping us. Also, as mentioned by my colleague Khalid, is the drone system. We're using it in our lines. We've been scattered in different locations. The company is investing a lot in using the drones. We have also a lot of system like power discharge and what have you to give us also if there is any indication on the system. Now we have in-house system that the team is working on it when it comes to arc flash. So arc flash is maybe the thing that always bothers us as electrical company, also petrochemical companies. Arc flash is something that the team is always trying to avoid, and so the team and the company collaboratively with the engineering and also with the R&D have developed a system. And they're working on it now with the suit that the team will be using. So all of that, hopefully in the coming future, inshallah, and the capital investment that we're doing in safety and environment and also in our crisis management also as part of what we're doing. These centers are been placed in different locations within the company to make sure that we capture as much as we can from the location. So a lot of things are happening, and I don't want just to take the time from the team, but I think collaboratively within the company, yes, we're doing a lot. And I think with this transformation that we have, inshallah, hopefully we will be leading that.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Sultan. Mr. Ghassan, same questions for the AI and technological systems within Aramco. Can you tell us more about it?
Thank you, Ali. Allow me to take a question for a spin, and I don't want to repeat the tools that AI brings to the work site. Allow me to share with you what have we learned from our efforts exploiting AI. First, AI is evolving. We started with AI, and today we have generative AI, and it is endless. We're sure in the next 5-10 years, we'll be seeing different version of AI coming to the picture. That's one. Two, everybody wants to employ AI. 90% of the companies who wanted AI failed. 10% succeeded because they understood the purpose of AI. And that is a very powerful statement when it comes to the purpose and the reasons behind bringing these tools to our workplace. AI will not replace us. AI should allow us to do our job better. Now you take this revelation and say, what AI can do to me? And in the workplace, in safety, health, well-being, anything that can reduce exposure to risk, anything that can improve operation discipline, anything that can reduce operator error is AI. You bring the AI in these three areas, and eventually you have a safer place, you have a safer workforce. So understanding why you're bringing AI to your companies is all about is the $1 million question, more important than just purchasing solutions here and there. Let's think about how can we reduce risk exposure to our people, improve discipline, and reduce human errors.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ghassan. Still, I just want to have other questions for our leader and the ecosystem companies. As we know, the Saudi company or national companies play a pivotal role not just in securing their own environment, but in the shaping industry-wide culture and national safety maturity. As also they are leading safety, I would say, in our country, in Saudi Arabia. So how does, the questions goes to Mr. Ghassan, how does your organization, the Saudi Aramco, contribute to elevating safety across the energy sector or national-wide? Do you see your role as extending beyond the company boundaries to influence border practices across the ecosystem or the national-wide?
Thank you for the question. Let me start by saying that safety has no boundaries, and it should not be held within the fence of your organization. Safety knowledge, the knowledge that you've gained, the standards that you've developed should be shared with the rest of the world, because saving a life, whether it's in Saudi Arabia, whether it's in China, Japan, or the United States, is a good cause. So safety, there is no confidentiality about safety, and it has to be shared with everybody across the industry. We have this understanding in Aramco, and hence we are now partnering and collaborating with everybody that is concerned about safety, from the academia to research and development centers, to the organization that actually update and bring standards into life, whether it's in Europe, the States, or any part of the world. So today we're members of the IUGP, we're members of the Mary Kay O'Connor in Texas, we're part of activities, and we're doing partnership with University of Sheffield, and now we're talking to University of Aberdeen on research activities related to the psychology of safety and human factors. So we're opening the door, and the recent efforts that what we have embarked upon is the European Process Safety Center. So, we've got academia, regulatories, and R&D centers in Europe, the States, and the Far East that we are collaborating with, making sure that we partner with them in updating and influencing standards, and also communicating it to the rest of the world. We don't want to leave anybody behind, and hence we operate as a community, so to speak, when it comes to safety and the development of safety standards. Thank you.
Thank you, Ghassan. And I like you when you mentioned that safety, there is no border. Everybody needs safety, so we need to be generous to give our experience to others. The same questions goes to Mr. Sultan about the contribution of SEC out of, I would say, the SEC.
I'll go to the same point when Abu Muhammad started, Fuad, when he said people can, live without power. So our issue that we are too much exposed. When power goes off, everybody can tell. This is what makes it so tough on SEC, because when you deal with business to customer, this is the most critical part of business to business can be fixed, but business to customer, you are totally exposed. And I think SEC, well, electricity company, is totally exposed when power goes off. So we want to make sure our operations are safe, our employees are safe, and also the customer or the people around our facility. So we always want to make sure there are safeguards on our systems. Want to make sure that whatever we can do to protect the customers around our facilities and our system, we're doing it. We have so many systems now in place, something we call the Sadiq al-Kahraba, the friend of the power. If you see any unsafe act or anything in the road, with what you see, you can take picture of it and you can send it to a center that's working 24 hours to make sure that these locations are safe. We are also contributing to the safe of the kingdom. Want to make sure that we don't have a place without power. So all of this comes together with a big responsibility on us, electricity company. As we mentioned, we are everywhere, so we want to make sure our customer, our colleagues, our employees, so our employees of the company, and even the contractor who works for us. The company, we are around 30,000 employees, and the contractor with us is around 100 plus. So all of this is working to make sure that everybody in the country have power. The kids at school should have power. The doctor at the hospital should have a power. And all of that, we manage as much as we can to have backup power for the backup. So all of that, even our lines, when we do now design of a power, we want to make sure always we have redundancy. We don't have one way. We should have more than one lines to make sure that the people are protected. So all of this comes part of the investment that the company is doing. It's part of the investment that the country is doing to make sure that people are protected and safe.
Thank you, Mr. Sultan. Same question as well for the Mr. Khalid, the SASRIF contribution out of SASRIF across the ecosystem companies or even the national one.
Absolutely, Ali. We see ourselves not just as a safety practitioner within our gate, but as a contributor to the safety maturity of the entire energy sector, definitely. We actively engage in cross-industry collaborations, contributing to the broader ecosystem by sharing learning from incident and best practices, participating in national and global forums to benchmark and raise standards. Also, we offer to our partners like contractors, suppliers, leadership programs, safety leadership programs to enhance their safety stand. We also support national safety campaigns. We have participated in several of them as either a participant or a sponsor. We publish technical paper and case uses in several of those forums. Definitely, I believe safety is stronger once it is shared, and through collaboration, positive impact will be multiplied throughout the entire sector. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Khalid. I have last questions to Mr. Fuad and another question for you guys. Let me start with Mr. Fuad. As we know, the Saudi Arabia's global role in energy, the ministry is well positioned to lead regional and international efforts to advance safety thinking and the practice. So what role does the ministry aim to play at the regional or global level in safety leadership? Can you tell us about the initiatives or collaborations with the global organization in the same domain?
Thank you, Ali. I think we heard a lot about how energy sector in Saudi Arabia is playing role not only within Saudi Arabia, is globally. And the simple example is where we are now. Imagine that we are in Japan, 10 hours by flight away from Saudi Arabia. And for the most of this week, we have seniors from different major company in energy sector. Some of them, they are sitting with me here. We have SABIC, we have SATORP, and we have this big show, which all of them, most of them bringing all their advanced safety technology safety knowledge in order to share it in this expo and this event, which we would like really, as you said, to have it continue in next expo and in the future expo. So when we are talking safety and health, we are talking about life of people. Huh? And as life of people is very important, that means safety need to be value for everybody. We need to make it as a value. And in energy sector, we are playing a role as a Ministry of Energy to ensure that this knowledge, this safety it should be with no boundary, it's brought everywhere. In Saudi Arabia, we have our yearly safety and health event, which we are doing it in an international forum. We are bringing everybody in Riyadh every year in order to exchange. And most of the time, energy sector, they are playing the biggest role in making this happen. Here, we are coming all the way with people, experience, with our knowledge, physically and mind knowledge, in order to ensure that this commitment is always there. Future. In future, we'd like to expand this. Yesterday, we were talking in the dinner, and everybody of those leaders you are seeing here is talking what else we can do as a national champion, as a responsible of making sure that the future safety, occupational safety and health in the world, it will be better. A lot of challenges, it's in the way, but we have a commitment that we were helping our Vision 2030 and the big transformation in Saudi Arabia, and we are helping the energy transformation globally by our knowledge and by our contribution. So I think those initiatives which you heard from our national champion and initiatives which you can hear when you will sit with our other companies' leader, it will continue being expanded with the help of our Occupational Safety and Health National Council, and with the collaboration with the international councils globally, and we will make sure that the future from safety and health will be for sure much better than now, inshallah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fuad. Let's move to our leader and the companies. We just heard about the current situation in the companies, the safety situations, the initiative that you have implemented, your contributions either within the company, out of the company. So the questions to you, starting with Mr. Ghassan. Can you tell me about the future of the safety within Aramco, and any, like, what's the let's say the ambitious plan, or how do you see, I would say, the safety performance in the future?
Allow me to talk about the future of safety in the industry, because we're a member of the industry, although we play a major role there. But it's, generally speaking, safety in the industry. And if I could summarize how do I feel, I think I'm hopeful but cautious as well. And I'll explain why. I'm hopeful because the new generation who will be taken over have the knowledge and have technology that will help them. In the past, if you want to learn something, you need to spend hours and hours looking for an answer to a problem. Today, the answer is at your fingertip. You just type a question, you get the answer, and the technology will help you basically learn solutions to your problems. So the new generation who are tech savvy, they will be in a position to learn quite fast and solve problems even faster. And that's why I'm hopeful. Now, why I'm cautious? I think the whole world is becoming short-termer. In the past, we used to think 50, 100 years from today. When we plan way in the future. We talk about what the third or the fourth generation will do when we lay out this system and when we do this or do that. Today, the new generation think 4 years, maximum, 4 years. And that's, to me, is a very short planning horizon. If that is not changed, and I hope it will, you know, we will end up with waves and waves of ups and downs, and we'll go back to the cyclic performance that we used to see in the past. So I'm hopeful because the young generation has the technology that is serving them. But again, you know, they are short-termer, and they need to think beyond the 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Ghassan, you are optimistic with caution. Yeah. Thank you so much. Same questions to Mr. Sultan. تفضل. Maybe I'll steal the word. I'm very optimistic. And the evidence of that we are here now. And we started 3 years back in SEC. We were locally trying to develop a system, trying to find some individual to help us on that. Now, where are we? We've been invited to come to Osaka to present the effort that has been done for the past 3 years, which tells you that I'm very optimistic, again with caution, but not the caution that Abu Ghalib is talking about, caution about individuals. And what worries me when it comes to operation, people are overconfident. When it comes to operation, overconfident or lack of experience is always the killer. When you heard an accident for someone who's been in the field for 30 years or 35 years, you go back and you review. You say, what did this guy did wrong? I'm sure the overconfident took him to that route where, unfortunately, something happened to him. But when it comes to kingdom, with the council, with the new leader that we have, and also managed by the ministry, I think, yes, we're going to be distinguished in the future, and we will be participating in different location. Now we're in Osaka. Who knows where we're going back later on. This is because of the youth we have. You know, when you visit our Salamatek, which is next door, you see all of them are very youth, new generation. They're very optimistic. They want to show whatever they have. Some of them start to speak Japanese. I don't know if they're speaking, but they're lying to me, but they're trying to speak Japanese. But I don't know. So what I'm saying, it's a bright future. And I want to thank the council. I want to thank the ministry for inviting us to come all the way over here. And I think it's an opportunity for all of us. It's experience. And I think this is what we need to capitalize on the future.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sultan. Same question goes to Mr. Khalid. تفضل.
طيب, and I think safety is never done. Yeah. And I think from the messages we are hearing, we all have ambitious in further deepening integration of human factors into our safety system to ensure that the human and the machine interface is always optimized for safety. I believe safety leadership needs to be built on adaptive risk management, digital innovation, and learning-driven culture. With this triangle, we will not only safeguard today, but also prepare ourselves for the complexity of tomorrow's industrial landscape. Thank you.
Thank you so much. With this, we'll conclude our panel discussion. Thank you so much. What we have heard today reminds us that safety is not just about metrics. It's about the mindset, its behavior, belief system, commitment that must be embodied by our leaders before it can be embraced by the teams. So we hope this sessions has inspired deeper reflections, wider collaboration, and renewed commitment to making safety not reaction but a decision of the leadership. Would deeply thank our panelists for attending today, as well as the thank you for all our audience for their presence and listening. Thank you so much, and thank you so much. We have another panel discussions now, moderated by our engineer Abdullah Dail. With this, we will conclude our panel discussion. Thank you so much.
Indeed, Engineer Al-Blahi, thank you. Safety is not rhetoric. Safety is not only campaigns. It needs to be a change from the bottom top or from the top bottom. It needs a whole lot of initiatives, and thank you for all of those great companies from Saudi Arabia to join in today. So I'd like to thank them personally, and I would like to start our panel discussion. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this is a panel discussion too that speaks about the Saudi occupational safety and health aspirations 2030 and beyond. As Saudi Arabia progresses toward Vision 2030, occupational safety and health is not only a regulatory priority, but also a strategic pillar to ensure workforce sustainability, productivity, and well-being as well. Today's panel brings together leading experts who will explore the Kingdom's current progress and future direction in OSH, from mental health and regulatory frameworks to digital transformation and regional collaboration. So let me begin by introducing our esteemed panelists, starting with Engineer Rayyan Fahad Azregi. He is the Deputy Secretary General of the National Council for Occupational Safety and Health. Engineer Rayyan served as the Vice Chair of the GISHW Organizing Committee and the Secretary of GISHW Steering Committee. He holds a master's degree in occupational health and safety and health and environment from the University of Birmingham, with over 15 years of experience in the field. Engineer Al-Zuraiki, dedicated advocate for workplace safety and health. He has a proven record in developing national frameworks, enhancing occupational health and safety legislation, and aligning systems with both local and international standards. Throughout his career, he has demonstrated outstanding skills in building high-performing teams and driving initiatives that foster collaboration across industries. So thank you for joining in, Engineer Al-Zuraiki. Also, I'd like to invite to the stage Dr. Marwan Ahmed Buhaisi. Thank you for joining in, Dr. Marwan. Dr. Buhaisi is occupational medicine consultant at Johns Hopkins Aramco Healthcare. He is a former chief of preventive medicine inside Aramco and former chairman of HSE in Jaha, and former national secretary of the Saudi Arabia ICO between the years 2018 and 2024. Also, he was a senior aviation medical examiner for Federal Aviation Administration from Oklahoma and JACA, that is the General Authority for Civil Aviation. He is also an honorary associate professor for occupational medicine at Imam Abdurrahman bin Faisal University in Dammam in Saudi Arabia. So thank you for joining in, Dr. Buhaisi. Also, I would like to invite to the stage Dr. Abdurrahim Hussein Huwaidi. Dr. Huwaidi is a well-being consultant with NICOSH, the National Council for Occupational Safety and Health. Dr. Abdurrahim comes to us with 4 decades of experience in the provision of mental health and well-being services in the United States, Canada, and the Middle East. The last 10 years for his professional journey have been in KSA, where he has focused exclusively on the design and development of employee well-being programs. Dr. Huwaidi is the primary author of the Saudi National Initiative for Well-being, Quality of Life, and Psychological Safety in the Work Environment. Most recently, Dr. Huwaidi has designed 3 prototypes of employee well-being, employee engagement, and employee transition programs that we look forward to hearing about in this session. Also, I'd like to invite Ms. Norana Mamadova to the stage. Ms. Mamadova currently serves as the head of the Department of Research, Innovations, and Labor Standards diplomat at the OIC Labor Center, where she leads initiatives on labor standards, just transition, occupational safety and health, and decent work, with a particular focus on supporting at-risk groups. Her responsibility include conducting research, designing and managing international projects, and mentoring and training multipliers to advance the center's mission. She's a Doctor of Philosophy candidate from the University of Oxford, where she also earned her master's degree in diplomatic studies. Additionally, her educational background includes a double master's degree in advanced European and international studies and policy officer for European and international organizations, jointly awarded by the European Institute of High International Studies, France, Istanbul, Bilgi University, Turkey, and the Institute für in Germany, with over 15 years of international professional experience. Thank you, Ms. Mamadova, for joining this panel discussion. So with that, I would like to start the questions just to save some time for the rest of the panel discussions and the activities that we have here. So promise you it will be as much as possible to give the floor for the rest of our colleagues to share their experiences from their end as well. So I'd like to ask you, Engineer Rayyan, as the Deputy Secretary General of the National Council for Occupational Safety and Health, could you talk to us about the National Council's unique business plan and inform us about what's the National Council's master plan as well?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, I would like to thank you, Abdullah, for this introduction. To get back to your question, once we talk about National Council for Occupational Safety and Health, it's in Saudi Arabia. Today it's considered as a collaboration institute that is trying to bring the 3 main stakeholders: the government representative, the employer representative, in addition to the employees representative in one place, to ensure that all the legislation, regulation, and also the monitoring of the labor market have been considered from 3 angles, and to ensure that any new jurisdiction that can affect the market will be considered from all the main stakeholders, to ensure it will be implemented very well and to ensure it can be bring its impact. In addition to that, today we can say the main key things that we work on, trying to bring the companies in Saudi Arabia and the government who's supervising many companies in one place, to ensure that all of them in terms of occupational health and safety are trying to save lives, people, and the asset. Today we have one example, Saudi Aramco, Saudi Electricity Company, and also the supervisory government representative, whose Ministry of Energy, are in one place in Osaka to reflect their best practices, their experience, and to share the knowledge not only in the kingdom, also internationally here in Osaka. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Azregi. I would like also to ask Dr. Bahaisi, since you are very well seasoned when it comes to occupational medicine and understand more about regulatory practices, what's the current situation of OSH, occupational safety and health in Saudi Arabia, in terms of industries, workers' demographics, most common hazards, policies, or best practices as well?
Thank you very much. First of all, I have to say that I'm too happy to be in Japan today. Very beautiful country, inspiring culture, actually. It's a big question. I have actually to start with history, because we cannot have present and future without having history. Engineer Ghassan has talked about 92 years of work in the industry, started with emergence of Saudi Aramco as one of the pioneer and first companies in Saudi Arabia. I was fascinated to hear that first safety engineer joined the company in 1942. I have to add to this that the first industrial hygienist joined in 1945, and the first occupational physician joined in 1963, Dr. Mosman, who just died like a few years ago. So would come to occupational health and safety in Saudi Arabia, there was a legacy that the country built on. So that definitely enabled the country to be at the position that it is in now. That's one among others, actually. If we look at Saudi Arabia in terms of digitalization and usage of internet, we are 100% in that scale, and this is the highest in the world. Would come to student out of the school, we are the fourth lowest in the globe. So those are enablers for future-ready digital occupational safety and health. Building on that legacy and the transformation of the country and the educational system brought this country to 2025 with a newly emerged or developed council that really enabled the country to collect and connect tripartite of worker, employer, and the policy maker. They are all together, and the connection is going on and manifested in lots of ways. We started as fragmented in terms of policies, as mentioned before. Only big companies has those systems, while small and medium enterprises do not. And this is a big challenge, knowing that SME and micro are forming 99.5% of number of enterprises. 0.5% is the big companies, 250 and above. But when it comes to a number of employees, you will find it more to like 45% small and 55% big companies. So that's a big challenge, given that most of or big portion of our workers are expat from different cultural background, different languages. That's really a challenge to the council and to all occupational safety and health community. But looking forward with enablers that we have, I think we will be able to excel from this point. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Marwan, for the insights. And I would like to speak about well-being with Dr. Huwaidi. Dr. Huwaidi, you know that well-being is a buzzword for the past 5 years everywhere. in the world and talking about well-being here, well-being that, thinking it's a fancy, it's just an extra for the employees. I would like you to just educate us today with all of those 4 decades of experience handling well-being programs or being a psychologist as well, to talk about the well-being in KSA and the situation as well. So would you just shed some light on Nikosh's contributions when it comes to the aspects of OSH and well-being? Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you for the question. And as a psychologist, like you said, I'm definitely delighted to be a part, even if we call it buzzword, but it's really a whole lot more than buzzword. Well-being is a necessity. And the council, the National Council for Occupational Safety and Health, has recognized the importance of well-being as really the other side of the coin for health. You cannot have health without considering well-being, and it's a holistic perspective. Well-being covers the physical, but also the psychological and the social, and also the spiritual aspects of health. And those combined, they really make up the contemporary definition of health. And you cannot have a safe work environment without focusing on those aspects of health for any employee anywhere, whether in Saudi Arabia or anywhere else in the world, obviously. So like I said, the council recognized this, and they brought this concept to Saudi Arabia, and definitely that's a leader in the region. They established a national initiative that really makes it a very, very important aspiration that, inshallah, before 2030, every workplace, every work institution in Saudi Arabia would have this buzzword as a part of their reality. Well-being is basically the fact that you cannot, when you have an employee coming to work, they come in as a whole person. They come in with their needs, they come in with their values, but they also come in with the stressors, whether they happen outside of work or inside of work. And the reality is, any employee's well-being impacts their work, impacts their performance, impacts their relationships with their colleagues, impacts their contribution to the work environment, and overall they impact their productivity and how they help their work institution to achieve their goals. So again, the council has recognized this, and it hopes to sort of spread the message throughout the country and the region. Definitely the council has aspirations to impact the region at large.
Thank you so much, Dr. Huwaidi. I'd like to ask you, Ms. Mamadova, regarding how can the progress made under Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 in occupational safety and health be leveraged to benefit the wider OIC region?
Assalamu alaikum, and thank you very much for the question. Before starting with answering to it, I just want to give a brief overview about Labor Center of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. As knowing, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation is the biggest international organization in the world after United Nations, and we, as a Labor Center of it, have a mandate to work with all of its member states, basically covering 57 member states. We are youngest specialized institution of OIC, and we work specifically in the topic of labor, anything related to labor, and social protection. And because of this, we've been observing very closely every progress in all of our member states, including Saudi Arabia. And the Vision 2030 has proved its effectiveness a while ago. Just to maybe back up the statement with some statistical information, as it has been recently shared during GISHW conference in Riyadh in May. Over the past 6 years, actually, the number of workplace injuries has gone down for about 31%, and this is tremendous achievement for such a short period of time. And the secret of such success was actually because of updating and expanding labor laws, as well as improving the inspection mechanisms and providing awareness raising and training capacity building activities. As a result, right now, over 70% of companies actually comply with OSH standards in Saudi Arabia, and around 80% of workers, they actually get awareness about OSH and has built a strong safety and health culture. And as a labor center of OIC, we actually aim on expanding these great examples of success. And we, of course, mindful of the fact that we cannot just take one strategy and apply to all the member states. Each member state has their own reality. They have their specific needs, challenges, and we're trying to build on that. And as a starting point, we think of helping out with governmental licenses because, for instance, if small and medium enterprises are aware that they are in need to get governmental licensing in order to operate, they will definitely prioritize it over getting a benefit. So it will be the starting point for them. And we want to actually initiate this approach in all of our member states, as well as we are trying actually right now to make a survey. We actually started it on needs assessment and capacity assessment of all of the 57 member states. And based on this, we will have a roadmap of challenges and we'll be able to bridge needs with resources. And definitely we will refer to the great example of Vision 2030 based on this. And moreover, we believe that in our case, as we're covering quite a wide range of countries, we need to consider that such kind of approaches can basically be transformed through considering the local context, local language, and adding to that, let's say, the realities and the infrastructures of each country. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Ms. Mamadova. I'd like to speak more about the year 2030 and the vision, and I'd like to go back with you, Mr. Azraigi, regarding the next 5 years plan of NICOSH. Can you just shed light onto what's on the pipeline? What's the National Council's mission in 5 years from now? And I know that we are just recently joined them 3 years in terms of age, but we have done a tremendous stride when it comes to occupational safety and health amongst the international, local, so the effect is felt everywhere. And I would like you to tell us today more about the plan in 5 years from now. Thank you.
Over the next 5 years, inshallah ta'ala, we will continue our efforts, work and collaboration, nationally and internationally. In addition to that, we will expand our main awareness program that targeting the employees with expanding the languages. Instead of only 7 languages, we will expand. We might, Dr. Fujita, add the Japanese language also. In addition to that, we'll expand, we'll do our best to fully activate the reporting and investigating the work-related accident and illness, which is aimed to targeting the small and medium enterprises to ensure any single accident that might happen in a small or medium enterprises will never happen again within the Saudi Arabia market, labor market. And with the lesson learned that have been broadcasted through the platform to ensure everybody will benefit from the lesson learned. Also, we will expand our compliance initiative, which is aimed to motivate the compliance rate among occupational health and safety requirement through our last approved initiative, which is incentive program. We are working on activation the incentive program for the labor market companies to help them and motivate them to increase their compliance to the legislation, regulation, and enforcement. And also, within a couple of months, we will come with our new 5 years new strategic for roadmap for the NICOSH, which will lead us to the, inshallah ta'ala, 2030 with our new objective and ambition. Thank you, Abdullah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Dr. Bahaisi, Doctor, I just wanted for you to speak more about the emerging and the future expected challenges for occupational safety and health in Saudi Arabia and mitigation on preventive measures in place.
Thank you. Specifically for Saudi Arabia, as we know that we have significant expat community, proportion of this is around 74% of workforce. And knowing that this community is various when it comes to their background, their culture, their languages, we are working like on I'm talking about NICOSH, on injury reporting system, which is already done to enable these people, regardless of their enterprises, small, medium, micro, to report their injuries. The new fitness for duty assessment system is open to them as well, and it's supposed to be done or done under expense of the employer. But when it comes to SME, we want to make sure that it's very cheap service, so these small businesses can absorb the cost easily, and it's not just to have a policy, it's a working policy with impact to people. Apart from the demography of this demographic challenge, I think we have emerging changes. Like when we talk about informal sector or immigrants, we don't have that much in Saudi Arabia. But now we have the platform businesses as well as gig economy. So these platforms that deliver goods, deliver foods. These delivery companies are under-regulated. And this is not special for Saudi Arabia, it's global issue. Few countries have started regulating this sector, including today we've been talking to or hearing from Singapore, having such initiative to include these people or these workers in the workforce and cover them medically and cover them from safety perspective as well. So this sector is going to expand everywhere. Like every year there is like, I think 5 to 10% change in the size. So having this regulated is a priority as well. Thank you.
Indeed, thank you so much. As I know that the work environment is changing every year and there are more into the gig economy or the informal work environment. So indeed, we need the regulations. Thank you so much, Dr. Ahmed. I would like also to speak to you today, Dr. Huwaidi. We spend roughly 70,000 hours of our times at work. And that constitutes what? About 30% of our lives, right? So if that chunk, quarter of our life, has no well-being, how can that not affect the rest of our lives, and meaning the 2/3 as well? So I would like you to speak more about the programs that are in the pipelines or that have been approved when it comes to the National Council of Occupational Safety and Health. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. And yes, and if you rule out sleep or put sleep aside, we really spend half of our lives at work. So it's a place that the employee need to be taken care of, not only physically, but definitely psychologically and socially. and also in their other life affairs, because it's not always psychological or social factors. Sometimes it's things like financial factors or legal factors that really sort of disturb the employee or reduce their concentration or sort of bother them. And well-being programs take that into account. We came from a meeting this morning with the representatives of the G20 group, and we were talking about psychological risks, risk factors that impact not only the well-being, but the performance of employees at work. So there is really an international movement, I would say, on sort of putting this on the table and having to talk about it. I heard Mr. Abu Faraj talking about University of Aberdeen and maybe recruiting some psychological safety. Psychological safety is maybe another buzz term in the region, but it's been there for more than 25 years, and studies have shown that you couldn't have a safe environment without considering psychological safety. Psychological safety is very much related to employee engagement. Employee engagement is related to employee performance and effectiveness in their performance. So these sort of issues have led the Council to come up maybe with a couple of practical programs that I'm very happy to talk about. One is called Muzdahir, meaning thriving in English, or flourishing. And this is a well-being program. It's a service program that's offered to institutions to offer to their employees. And basically, it's sort of divided into a couple of components. One is awareness raising. And then sort of psychological education, and that's really very important. You cannot assume that people sort of are born with a manual, they know what to do. A lot of people, all of us, require training. I mean, you cannot just say to someone, you have to take care of your well-being. We have to tell them, how do you take care of your well-being? So it's some of the known things is taking care of your lifestyle, whether it comes to nutrition or to social affairs or to sleeping issues. Dr. Marwan and myself have talked a lot about sleep and sleep disorders over the past few days and how important it is to health. This is very much a part of the well-being programs. So the awareness raising done through workshops that are offered maybe once a month or so to employees in different places, and this program offers it remotely. The other service that Muzdahir does is individual consultations for people who need them. Either they have a particular issue that they want to talk about with a consultant, or it could even be some psychological issues that require counseling and psychosocial counseling. So the well-being program offers that as well. And this could be done either in person or remotely. And studies have shown that work institutions that have these programs, they do a whole lot better, or their workforce does a whole lot better when it comes to effectiveness and when it comes to productivity and reducing absenteeism, reducing the sort of the issue of an employee being there but only physically, but mentally they're really absent. So those services are really important, and they're also flexible. So companies or work institutions could utilize them based on their own needs. If you just need the awareness raising, or you need the psychological service, or you need the legal counseling, so it could be fit according to the work institution's needs. It also definitely utilizes or leverages AI in the sense of using applications that young employees could connect to and find the service in a timely manner that considers the importance of accessibility and responsiveness. So this is sort of a brief description of the well-being program. The other program we have is called Shuraka, and that is an employee engagement program. And again, this is based on the findings that employee engagement is really, really important because lack of employee engagement has been consistently found to be related to the potential of employee burnout and to reduction in engagement with the work place as well as with colleagues at work. So having a well designed and a well delivered employee engagement program is really fundamental for the success of any work environment and work culture that includes a retention of employees and having a workforce that's happy and pleased to be working for you. And then there are a lot of examples of really important institutions in the world that have employee engagement programs that are very active and that have become part and parcel of any service. And you cannot have any, for example, Fortune 500 companies that don't have this sort of a program. We also developed a third program that's sort of in the making right now, and it's really about employee or career transition program, because we go through transitions as employees and as a workforce. So one could go from, for example, the military to the civilian employment. They could go from working, for example, in Aramco to retirement, or they could go from government employment to the private sector. This kind of transition often represents challenges for employees, and they require specialized and professional service. And this program that we call Muyassir, we hope that it will be helpful and instrumental in sort of making that transition smooth and as easy as possible. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Huwaidi. Ms. Mamdova, can you talk about how has Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 advanced the digitalization of OSH, and what opportunities does this create for other OIC's countries?
Yes, I would be glad to talk about this because I would say that this question entails a lot of great experiences that I would like to share right now. As known, actually, digitalization is one of the key approaches in Vision 2030. And I would like just to maybe bring two examples of some of the, from my point of view, most effective tools or innovative solutions, the way we can also call it. So there is a system called Tagat, and this system is actually based on providing access to awareness raising and capacity building of workers. So basically this system connects workers with certified professionals in the field of OSH and gives them opportunity to get the up-to-date skills in the field of OSH. Which is actually not the case in like most of the countries in the world, we have to say, because such kind of capacity building activities, they are not always in such an open access. And the second, let's say, solution, which is my personal top-notch, is called GIVA. And GIVA consists of such an approach where there is a system where workers can basically report about any kind of risks that they are facing. They can keep a track on the inspections, and they basically allocate there all of the important documents related to OSH. So they consider there as well safety protocols, leave policies, as well as working hours documents, etc. So this not only gives the opportunity to accumulate all of the important, let's say, needs, but also helps to review them on time. And as a result, inspectors, they get information and notification about such kind of cases and able to react on time, which means that OSH is turning from reactive to proactive. And this helps to reduce a considerable amount of injuries before they happen, actually. Just to explain this in numbers, just in 2024, the number of inspections were over 700,000. To be precise, 700, so it was 700 case plus 2,000. So that's a really, really impressive number, actually, because as a result, we can say that per 100K workers, the number of injuries were reduced from like 400 to less than 300. And this means like that 100 lives have been saved. And every life matters. And considering this approach, I have to compare it to other practices in other countries. And I unfortunately have to say that in most of the countries nowadays, the system is based on manual data collection. And the main drawback of such a manual approach, of course, is that the inspectors are not able to react on time, because if it's going through long bureaucratic processes, it's not mobile, it's not, let's say, user-friendly. Of course, inspectors are not able to react on time. And as a result, they risk of actually losing some lives while they could save them if they would be informed on time. And therefore, we actually got a lot of requests from a lot of member states that they want to digitalize their operational units, and OSH systems is among them. And right now we're working on that. Actually, we don't want to reinvent the wheel. If we see that one approach is feasible and doable in one country, why we just can't transmit it to another country by filling out all of the gaps that prevent them from applying the same approaches. So this is a point where we want to cluster the countries based on their needs and help them to co-design and co-develop such innovative solutions, considering best practices, for example, the ones that I mentioned before. And at the same time, we as OIC Labor Center are going to take a role of facilitator. We want to set this space, we want to facilitate this process, and we want to make sure that every policy that is designed turns to action and doesn't stay just on paper. So this is one of the roles that we are taking on, considering our mandate. And at the same time, we are trying at the moment to bring a special focus on formalization of informal economies, and gig economies among them that was mentioned previously, because unfortunately some of the fields of work, they are right now not under attention while they should be. And we want to fill out this gap as well. And this is a moment where we again will refer to doable practices that are effective in practice as they look like on the paper. And we understand that at the moment we need a strong digitalization roadmap tailored for each OIC member state separately. And we call for uniting our efforts for that, because it's not something that should be done by one actor, but it can be done only through collaborative actions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mammadova. I'd just like to go back to you, Engineer Rayyan, to speak more about what's beyond 2030 for the National Council for Occupational Safety and Health.
For sure, 2040, then 2050 will not stop. After 2030, we aim to ensure that National Council for Occupational Safety and Health to become as a benchmark in a global occupational health and safety practices, and to ensure that we are the main player to help all companies nationally and internationally in terms of increasing awareness, compliance of occupational health and safety. In addition to that, we will ensure that we are fully digitalization in our systems, in our procedure, policies, all is fully digitalized, and to ensure that we will contribute internationally in the OHS enhancement journey. Inshallah ta'ala.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And I would like to conclude now with the takeaway messages from you, or call to action from you, esteemed panelists, starting from you, Ms. Mammadova.
Great. We changed the order a bit. Okay, that's great. I would like us just to maybe remember that safe and healthy work space is not about privilege. It is about fundamental right. And we need to develop this mindset globally. And in order to do that, we need to unite all of our efforts. We need to show strong commitment. We need to be open to learn and share. And only this way we can build a future where people should not risk their lives to earn for a living.
Thank you. Dr. Huwaidi.
Well, I've been working in this, in the Middle East region, and particularly in the Gulf, I think for the past 35 years or so, back and forth between the Middle East and North America. And I remember when I first started working in the state of Kuwait and then in the United Arab Emirates, very often you'd find people saying, well, there's no need for psychology and psychological service, or it's not going to work here. Well, I have learned and found out repeatedly that when the service is offered to people, found out that they need it, they use it well, and they benefit from it. And therefore, it's really up to the leaders in the different industries to really just sort of allow that. Because once it allowed the workforce, for example, in Saudi Arabia, the 15 million strong workforce will utilize this, and they will become better because of utilizing it. Thank you.
Indeed. I mean, 20 years ago, the athletes weren't doing as much as better like this today's world. Thanks to the biohacking, thanks to the bioengineering and the neuroscientists and all of those researchers, they are doing way better. They are leveling up the efficiency to maximize their efforts as well. Why can't that be in the business world as well? Thank you so much, Dr. Huwaidi. Dr. Marwan, takeaway or call to action?
Actually, I had the same point that you had. It was too short to change it. No. So, but that tells you how important is this point. I mean, like your right to speak, right to eat, right to have a shelter. Occupational health and safety is a human right, as indicated by the conference in 2022. And I think just to give it more local context, in Saudi Arabia, we want to make sure that this is treated as a human right regardless whom you are working with. If you are working for Saudi Aramco or for a micro enterprise, you should have that right. That's it.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Doctor. Could you give us a takeaway message or call to order, Engineer Rayyan?
First of all, I would like to thank everybody who joined us today and yesterday and from the day one. And just I would like to say that once we believe on the necessarily of occupational health and safety as a must from age one, or let's say from KG1, that time we will have a safe working environment in the labor market, inshallah ta'ala.
Inshallah. Thank you so much. Occupational safety and health and well-being is not a fancy word. It's a must. It needs to be amongst the corporations for the sake of you, for the sake of the executives and employees as well. Thank you so much, dear panelists, for coming in today and sharing your thoughts. I appreciate it. And thank you, dear guests, for tuning in to our second panel discussion. And I would like to give the floor back to Engineer Abdurrahman Al-Qahtani, Mr. Abdurrahman Al-Qahtani, to just lead the third panel discussion. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Konnichiwa. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Abdurrahman Al-Qahtani, and it is really my pleasure to present Saudi Aramco Jubail Refinery at this platform here in Osaka. Shedding the light, actually, on the leadership purpose, moving from compliance to impact and shedding the light to the earlier panel discussion, the 2030 vision, which is a cornerstone, which is making dynamic community. Making dynamic community, we need a tool. And our panel discussion topic for today is digitalization, or Saudi Arabia digitalization journey. And we are honored to be joined today by distinguished representative from leading organization at HSE of the digital transformation. First of all, we'd like to start with SABIC representative. We welcome Mr. Saoud Al-Anizi. Saoud Al-Anizi is a principal engineer in SABIC Global HSE with over 28 years of experience, spanning HSE, operations, logistic, and contractor management. Mr. Al-Anizi brings a wealth of strategic and field level of expertise. Then we will be having next representative from Saudi Electricity Company, Mr. Mohammed Al-Anizi. Mohammed Al-Anizi joined us. He has played a key role in driving the digitalization of the HSE services across Saudi Electricity Company operations, with a particular focus on the data-driven solutions that deliver a measurable safety and performance outcome. Then we will have Saudi Aramco representative, Mr. Abdurrahman Al-Amir. Mr. Al-Amir, he is from Loss Prevention Technical Services Unit. He will share, inshallah, with us valuable insights and real-world experience from Aramco journey in advancing digital safety initiative across complex industrial setting. We will start with the first question, which is directed to Saudi Electricity Company. Saudi Vision 2030 has positioned a digital transformation as a national priority across all sectors, including safety and occupational health. So how has the Saudi Vision 2030 influenced your organization, digital transformation and safety? Can you share one example where this alignment accelerated the change, please?
Well, thank you, Engineer Abdurrahman. Happy to be here among this elite group and here in Osaka in EXPO 2025. Getting back to the question, how does Vision 2030 influence us? Actually, it does beyond the influence. It pushed us to rethink how can we reshape how we look to safety. So based on that, we came with that idea: how can we connect safety, technology, and people in one platform, which we bring to the table Salamatic, which we are bringing today. We used AI, RAG language model, as well as virtual reality, immersive technology, and multi-other technologies. Maybe it's not the time to mention them all. So this inspiration, or this kind of inspiration, is how we were influenced by the vision of 2030.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed Al-Anizi, for sharing the Saudi Electricity Company initiatives. Then we will be moving into the question 2 directed to Aramco. Digital transformation only delivers a real value when it is translated into practical, on-the-ground solutions that improve safety outcome and risk management. So what are some of the most impact, or let me say, what are some of the most impactful digital solutions you have implemented in safety, and how did they change the way you manage the risk on the ground?
Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you. And I would like to take this opportunity to appreciate the Council for inviting me to this panel. It's not really a single solution, or it's basically a suite of solutions. Saudi Aramco managed to integrate more than 16 safety digital solutions into one platform, We call it Safe Life. Safe Life, back in 2019, we made a strategic decision in Aramco to integrate all our platforms. Our platform were fragmented, so we had a solution that managed reporting of incident, a solution that managed contractor incident and well-being, another solution for near misses and so on. The Safe Life was built with scalability, adaptability, enhancement in mind. So all now it serves as a single shop for all the safety applications we have in the company. So similar to many leading companies in the field or in the sector, having a centralized solution that manage all the safety application under one umbrella will help gathering and centralizing your data system and database to to make value of this data and deliver real solutions.
Thank you, Mr. Abdurrahman, for sharing Saudi Aramco journey. Then we'll be moving to the question 3, directed to Sabiq. Every transformation comes with its own set of challenges, whether technical, cultural, or operational. So what were the main challenges you faced when you introducing digital tool in safety, and how did you overcome resistance or technical difficulties?
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I would like to thank you, Abdurrahman, and also the Council for inviting us. This is a good question, and I think when it comes to the challenges, I think we can say it is around 3 things. First thing is related to the cultural challenges. And even when you bring something new to the people, first thing that they think about that this will replace their work. And this is a challenge actually to get the cultural buy-in. The second challenge is technical issues like compatibility, data migration, and so on. And the third one, I think, is about the capability and how to make sure that the people know, because not all the people have the digital capability. So we have also to build that one. So to overcome these challenges, first thing that we have done is to go through the real engagement and let's say management change. That's what I mean by that is first we engage the people in early stages. We make sure that they are engaged, get their buy-in. Also, we set their minds that this will help them not to replace their work. Also, we have introduced, let's say, programs, training programs for, especially for the digital transformation. And also, we work in the alignment with the leadership. What I mean by this, well, we try actually to get the understanding of the leadership, not only endorsing these digital solutions, but also utilizing them and setting examples. So I think by this we can overcome all these challenges. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Saud. It's really when we are seeing a list of contractors are working in the big companies where the digital transformation is become a part of the scope of work, ensuring that majority of those companies are having digital solutions. So successful digital transformation is not just about technology. It's about shifting mindset and embedding safety culture across the organization. So the question 4, directed to Saudi Electricity Company, how has digital transformation impacted the safety culture within your organization? Have you noticed any behavioral or mindset change among your team?
Well, maybe I want to start mentioning some say that was said by Peter Drucker, culture eats safety, culture eats strategy for breakfast. That was mentioned to me by the one who's filming over there, Abdullah Busaba, and it sticks to my mind. So I think culture is one of the main players when it comes to transformation overall. What make that shifting or what changed the mindset? We saw after spending those efforts, that's people starting to report faster, to know that their actions in the field, their reporting, are in real data available for them. They can see that their actions, it's kind of a chain. Their actions in the field are leading to data. Data are leading to data-driven decision by the executive management or by the high management. So this kind of change wouldn't come overnight, but it's a journey. Once you believe it's a journey, you will act based on that, and you will continue doing this.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed, for sharing these insights. Then we will be moving to the question 5 directed to Saudi Aramco. Emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and advanced analytics are reshaping the future of safety management. Looking ahead, what emerging technologies do you believe will have the greatest impact on safety in the next few years?
So all of them really. So advanced analytics, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things are reshaping how we look at how safety is managed within organizations. The real question or the real things that we need to look into, how these technologies are being deployed on site. So if we are taking artificial intelligence, for example, multiple organizations embarked on journeys to deploy artificial intelligence within their organization. But how many of these were successful? The key of introducing technology is a proper management of change. So if you manage the change, making sure that the solution that you're providing is really fit for the purpose you're introducing them, you will have a successful and impactful solution. If not, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Abdurrahman, for sharing this. Then we'll be moving to the question 6 directed to Sabiq. Digital transformation requires investing in people and building new capabilities to ensure sustainable adoption of new technologies. How is your organization building the digital capitalization, or let me say digital capitalize, among employees to ensure they are equipped to work with the new safety technologies?
Yes, well, I think the technology solutions is as strong as the people behind it. So if you invest in the people, you improve their capability, definitely you will have better solutions. So the first thing I think is designing a multi, let's say, tiered, customized training programs for all positions and roles in the company, starting from the frontliner to the, let's say, safety officer, to the specialists, to the also to the HSS leaders, because what actually what fixed for the frontliner is definitely different for the leader. The leader has to go for the analysis. He has to go and check the dashboard. However, for the, let's say, other rules, they have different also tasks to be done. Also, we utilize the idea of champions, digital champions across all the sites. What does that mean? We look for the people who are passionate for, let's say, the technology, about the technology. We assign them as to be coach for the colleagues there. So by that also, we make sure that the people get the adoption. Also, we keep partnership also with the technology providers, like for example the vendors, the academic organization, also to keep us up to date. Also, it is also we use to get routine feedback through surveys that we do with a pulse surveys, so that makes sure that we are continuously improving.
Thank you, Mr. Saud. And let me just share a quote that was made by Mr. Fuad 2 days ago regarding the quality of data. Without data, you cannot make a decision. And I'm here to proud to announce, alhamdulillah, in our organization, Saudi Aramco Jubail Refinery, where we are focusing on the total recordable injuries, we have noticed tremendous decrease in the number of total recordable injuries. This wouldn't happen without a good data, without a making impact and making decision to help and save lives. Final closing question to all panelists. Every journey begins with a single step, and the first step toward digital transformation can often be the hardest. So, if you could offer one key piece of advice to an organization starting its digital transformation in safety, what would it be? We will start with Mr. Abdurrahman Al-Amr.
So it is user interface, user interface, user interface. If you want your solution to succeed, if you want to deploy digital solution and you need them to succeed, you need to make sure that they are user friendly and make sure that they are adaptable by all. One of the common mistake companies does is that they have the subject matter expert of a specific topic to develop the digital solution. In my opinion, this is the main start. However, there is a specific job titled user interface experience or UI UX scientist. That's very important to engage average users with the developer of UI UX expert in order to make sure that the solution you are introducing to your organization is really fit and will make it easier for the transformation later on and integration of this solution.
Indeed, thank you so much, Mr. Abdurrahman. Customization is very a vital role of any organization. So we'll be moving to Mr. Mohammed Al-Anizi to share your thought about this question.
Well, I think the sound of digital transformation itself, it looks fancy. So forget about the big bang. Start real, start even small. Don't wait for the perfect solution, the perfect system. Engage your stakeholders from day one. It's the key success factor for you. Once they are with you from day one, you will guarantee their adoption in the last stage. So you will not face any challenge during the change management. So the best advice is engage your stakeholders, engage your people, and you will be there.
I agree. Engaging the proponents and departments into any digital transformation, it's a vital part. So we'll be closing, inshallah, with Mr. Saoud Al-Anizi. What is your thought about this question?
Okay, inshallah, this is the last but not the least. And what I'd like to say in that one is to concentrate on the people, not the technology. Technology will follow. Well, technology will not make you a safe place, but people will make it. Technology will help them. So what I advise here is to get their mindset, help them get their trust for the new system, train them how to use it, and also let them realize the value behind it. So concentrating in people, and the technology will follow again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Saoud. We agree. As we draw this session to close, I would like to extend my appreciation to our esteemed panelists for sharing their valuable experience, insights to the role digital transformation in enhancing occupational safety and health. We hope this session has provided a particular perspective and inspired the new ideas for organizations embarking or accelerating their digital safety transformation journey. Thank you to our panelists and audience for the insightful and engaging discussion.
Okay, assalamu alaikum. Here I am again to share with you a few slides on digital transformation and safety. Starting with the big question, what is digital transformation and what does it mean? Digital transformation is always confused with the word digitization or digitalization. Digitization is when you scan a paper, digitalization is when you integrate your systems. However, digital transformation is being defined by iScope, which is a publishing firm, as the transformation of culture. So the culture needs to be transformed and more adaptable to digital transformation and digitalization for it to be digitally, or to succeed in digital transformation. So what does digital transformation usually do? It integrates key enablers such as robotics, mobility, wearables, virtual reality, Internet of Things, into making a big amount of data. This data is being further advanced, going through advanced analytics and analyzed to help executives to make the right decisions. We'll go through a few critical steps, and in my opinion, the way to shape your digital transformation journey is starting with the digital solutions. All digital, so to build one-stop shop for all the digital application you have within the organization is the first step. So to have a digital safety platform that enable your organization and the stakeholders you have, whether other companies or contractors, to have a better management of safety and oversight over the employees and the contractors. It's important to have the solutions available through desktop, extranet, and mobile application. It's very crucial to have this as a centralized database that supports digital advancement, and it allows access to contractors as well as employees in order to manage safety. The system needs to be built with expansion and adaptability in mind. So you start with the basic reporting systems, and then you expand by integrating key process safety and process safety elements such as management of change, risk management, contractor safety, and fire protection. The second item of today is the immersive virtual reality. What is immersive virtual reality? It's an emergent experience that shuts out the physical world around you. You wear a set of headsets and you are suddenly on the back of a dragon driving across the nations. So what does it do? It's basically and mainly used in entertainment, but it's also being used in education, medicine, and for operational efficiencies, as well as our focus of today's presentation, safety training and training. So some of the benefits of utilizing virtual reality and safety training is realistic hands-on experience. You deploy the technology so you have your unexperienced employees in a very dangerous, to experience very dangerous scenarios, as well unlimited access to the field. So you have, whether you're experienced employees or non-experienced employees, with unlimited access to the field. Developing the solutions or developing the virtual reality trainings is not the ideal solution because you will have to have the headsets move around between employees. So you have to have a centralized location, which is XR Hub, with accessibility to all your safety training on the cloud. So any headsets that is owned by the company will have access to this safety training. Our third solution is video analytics. Well, video analytics and safety. What is video analytics? Start with the definition. You scan a video feed to detect a specific object or a specific behavior within the video feed. Some of the application of video analytics, it's widely used in crowd management, traffic management, security, and our focus of today's presentation is safety. Safety, it's heavily used in the construction sites. It's also heavily used in process facilities as well to identify leaks and other things. Our last solution of today is how you can utilize Internet of Things to promote your organization safety. Well, you can leverage IoT, video analytics to protect unsafe behavior and prevent, God forbid, incidents in the work site. So key capabilities of IoT is you can use wearables to prevent falling from heights, incident tracking, and gas detection, safety zoning, and heat stress. In the field of AI, you can detect mobile usages in restricted area, remote site monitoring. You can enforce PPE by recognizing those with not proper PPE, making sure that flagmen are available on site to guide heavy equipment, and ensuring safe distances are being made between the employees and the heavy equipment. Other features that the system is customizable. It is plug and play solution. You can bring whatever wearables you see fit to your organization and deploy it. It's portable, you can move it around, and it has offline capability in case you have network issues. With this, I conclude my slide. I tried to be fast and cautious of time. Thank you very much for your attention, and we'll be open it for question if there is any.
طيب السلام عليكم. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tariq Arweli. I am the technical support manager from Saudi Electricity Company. Today I would like to present one of the case study that as part of our company HSSE transformation journey. As you know, the monitoring the performance is one of the main aspects to see the improvement and the enhancement during your journey. So I would like to show you the enhancement to our HSSE performance monitoring approach from reactive to remarkable way. Before we start, I would like just to mention the challenges and our challenges in the previous approach of the monitoring and monitoring the performance in terms of the HSSE. Previously, we are monitoring the performance and evaluating our performance in order to monitor the comply, ensuring we are complying with the requirement. Also, we use the manual tracking and disconnected system to get the outcome and the performance outcome. Also, there is a delay to give the management the required insight in order to see the gap and put the right action. Also, there is no site level visibility, which give the management the site performance in order to see their gaps. As you can see, it's a reactive response to the incident because we will act after the incident. So yesterday we are monitoring our performance in order to ensure the compliance and not enabling the performance through the data. So we ask ourselves, in order to recognize this gap, why we had to change. In order to have performance data, like meaning, also we need to have early warning sign, as well as we need to avoid the leadership blind spots and resolve root causes and risk or hidden risk. So with raising need for a smart system, we ask ourselves also how we connect performance with prevention. Also, how do we move from report to result? So the answer of our question is the HSSE index. So what is the HSSE index? It's an integrated system, benchmark with the sister company, data-driven, also scalable from corporate to site, so you can monitor the corporate performance and the site performance, action-oriented, and real-time KPI. So the index consists of comprehensive KPIs, focusing in the leading KPI rather than the lagging. As you can see, the most of the weight is distributed to the leading. We focus on the occupational safety KPIs. Also, we have incident management KPIs, emergency response, environmental, in terms of leading. For the lagging, we have process safety and injury rate. The objective of the HSSE index is to monitor the HSSE performance, support the leadership for decision making. Also, data-driven accountability, enable continuous improvement, as well as you will ensure the alignment with the corporate goal. So we turn our performance into the live system. So just to recap from the before and now, before we use manual log, service level audit, and focus on lagging indicators. Currently, we are have productive metrics, root cause tracking, and site level accountability and visibility as well. So now we see, act, and improved before the incident happened. What is the next step for us? Currently, we are working in the automation system to provide application to calculate all of these input for our performance through software. The next step, we are working to do some of the benchmark in order to bring the AI integration, in order to analyze the data and give us the result, and simplify the process of the analyzing the data. We will continue doing the benchmark with the global peer in order to get what they have. Maybe we will adopt it in our system. So our target is to completely go from compliance focus to the culture driven. So the index will help us in this target. I think I conclude my presentation. It's quick, and I'm happy to answer if you have any question. Thank you.
Distinguished guests, thank you so much. That concludes our session with the Ministry of Energy and the National Council for Occupational Safety and Health. Thank you so much for coming in today and sharing all of the insights that you have. And I wish you a safe travel journey back. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, all moderators and all speakers. Once again, please give them a round of applause. ありがとうございました。どうぞ大きな拍手をお送りくださいませ。